Thank you for coming to my channel, Starbright Storytime. Today's book is Bonhomme and the Huge Beast by Laurent de Brunhoff, author of Babar Comes to America. Bonhomme and the Huge Beast. Emily has climbed all the way to the mountaintop to see her friend Bonhomme. Emily would like him to come back with her to her house, but Bonhomme shakes his spike that grows out of the back of his head. "I've already gone to your house, and they put a cork on the end of my spike. You know I don't like that. And besides, you went off to school, and I was left all alone." Emily promises him that no one will bother him with a cork and that she will stay with him all the time. Bonhomme still hesitates. "Let me think it over." When he is thinking, Bonhomme says nothing at all. Emily doesn't like keeping still, and she asks him, "Would you like me to tell you stories?" Bonhomme loves stories, so Emily tells the one about the huge frog that had come in through the window because it was so eager to eat out of the jam pot. Bonhomme enjoys the story of the frog. "Will you always tell me stories, Emily?" "Of course, Bonhomme, always." And Bonhomme makes up his mind to go home with Emily. Now, Bonhomme is living at Emily's house. She tells him stories all the time, and he is very pleased. But one day, Emily says, "It's your turn to tell one." And Bonhomme tells the story of the stone horse that galloped along the seaside, eating sand. Emily isn't a very good listener and keeps asking questions. Did the horse go into the water? Did he know how to swim? Could he have turned into a fish? Or maybe it was you that turned into a fish. Bonhomme loses his temper and ties his spike into a knot. "Listen, Emily, are you telling the story, or am I?" He refuses to finish the story, and Emily says, "You know, Bonhomme, it seems to me you have a bad disposition." Luckily, that evening, Bonhomme has forgotten all about his temper, but he has also forgotten the end of the story about the stone horse. "Tell some other one," Emily begs him. Bonhomme tells the story of the pink house on top of a little mountain. It was a funny house with bridges and staircases all over it, and a ball on the roof. "Who lives in that house?" Emily asks. No answer. Bonhomme has fallen asleep. The next morning, Emily shakes Bonhomme to wake him up. "You didn't tell me who lives in the pink house." "I can take you there. You'll see for yourself." "You can take me there? Right away?" "Right away." Without a moment's delay, Emily and Bonhomme set out. Emily hurries to get there faster. "Don't run like that," Bonhomme tells her. "It's really quite far away, you know." On their way, they meet with a snail who is sitting on a tuft of grass. The snail is in tears. The snail points its horns toward Emily. "Have you seen my friend Randolph? I've lost him." "What does your friend look like?" "He's huge, and he lives in a house with a ball on top." "Why, that's just where we're going," Emily exclaims. "Come with us, snail. Pull back into your shell, and I'll carry you in my pocket." "Thank you very much," says the snail. They walk so long that they are beginning to get tired. Then Bonhomme climbs up to the top of a tree, grabs hold of a passing cloud, and jumps onto it. Emily follows him. Of course, to stay on a cloud, you have to make yourself very light. Emily is a little scared, and she holds Bonhomme's hand tight. All at once, Bonhomme exclaims, "Look, we're almost there!" Emily catches sight of the pink house on top of a little mountain, with bridges and staircases all over it, and a huge ball on the roof. The cloud passes very close by. All they need to do is jump down to the ground, a very short jump. "There's no one here," Emily wails after a few minutes, "and the snail isn't even waking up." But Bonhomme seems quite delighted. "I think it's very nice here. Now you're the one who has a bad disposition." Suddenly, a tiny noise makes them look up. An enormous beast comes into view. An enormous beast with tassels on its feelers and scales on its back. "There's Randolph!" Bonhomme exclaims. The snail comes out of its shell. The snail climbs up on Randolph's back, and so does Bonhomme. "Can I climb up too?" Emily asks. "Of course you can," Bonhomme says. "Randolph loves having us climb on his back." A little uncertainly, Emily pulls herself up, grabbing onto the scales. All at once, bing! A scale opens up, like the lid of a box. "Let go, Emily, that's my telephone," Randolph says in his deep voice. Emily is quite surprised to find that Randolph carries his telephone around with him. She thinks, "My, what a convenience." Bonhomme slides off, down to the ground. "Can you call the stone horse?" he asked Randolph. "I'd like him to come and see us." "Please do," Emily exclaims. "And the huge frog? Can you call the huge frog too?" "Delighted," Randolph replies, picking up his telephone. And here they come, the stone horse chewing a few pebbles, the huge frog carrying a jam pot. Randolph bursts out laughing, shaking his feelers like palm leaves. What fun! Randolph has huge wings folded under his scales. The frog and the horse would like to do amazing things too, like Randolph. Giddy up, shout Bonhomme and Emily. But a stone horse is a little stiff. A stone horse doesn't jump as well as a frog, even a huge frog. "Watch out!" Randolph shouts. The horse has skidded to the bottom of the stairs, bumping each knee against the next. Emily hides her eyes. The horse is broken to pieces. Bonhomme has rolled to the ground without hurting himself, but he is so sad that his spike begins to curl. He doesn't even want to turn around and see the broken horse, and silently steals away. Luckily, Randolph keeps some very strong glue in one of his scales, for this is not the first time that the horse has broken to pieces. It happens to him quite often, as a matter of fact. With the help of the frog, very carefully, Randolph puts the pieces of the horse back together. It is a difficult job. Each leg has to be in the right place, and the head must go just where it belongs. The snail supervises the operation. "Hurry up! The glue will dry!" And all at once the horse wiggles its ears. "Hey, hey! Your glue tickles me all over, Randolph." The horse is glued together again, but Bonhomme has vanished. Emily is very sad and cries and cries. Randolph tries to console her. "Bonhomme will come back. Of course he will. Just you wait and see." But Bonhomme doesn't come back. Randolph flies all around the house, looking everywhere. No Bonhomme. Then Emily makes up her mind to go looking for him. She asks the horse to come with her. "If you come too," she says, "Bonhomme will see that you are glued together again." Emily searches for a long time. On her way through the woods, she passes right by Bonhomme without seeing him. But suddenly, she hears behind her, "Hey, here I am." Bonhomme is very happy to see the horse all in one piece and strokes his rough neck. "What shall we do now?" Emily asks. "Go back to Randolph's?" But Bonhomme doesn't want to anymore. "Oh, maybe some other time," he says. Emily agrees with him. "Yes, I'd rather go home too." Then the horse goes his own way. Bonhomme glances at Emily out of the corner of his eye. "Emily, will you tell me a story, or shall I tell you one?" This has been the story of Bonhomme and the Huge Beast by Laurent de Brunhoff. Copyright 1974 by Pantheon Books. Thank you for coming to my channel, Starbright Storytime.